A very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome back to our class. Today I am going to teach you first one division of integers and next one properties of integers. Properties of integers. So these are the properties. First one closure property. Next one commutative property, and next associative property, and next one additive property, and next additive inverse property. These are the 5 types of fundamental properties under addition only. Next one properties of integers under multiplication. First one is closure, next one commutative, and third one associative, and fourth one distributive, and fifth one multiplicative identity. Next multiplication by 0. Okay, first we'll talk about division of integers. Division of integers. So here our first topic is division of integers. Okay, so let us see. So what happens when we divide a whole number by a negative integer? So whole number by a negative integer. So that is equals to, here let's take whole number is 15. Denominator is -3. Numerator is a whole number. Denominator is a negative integer, right? So here signs are positive by negative, right? So that is equals to, here 3 5s are 15, right? So 5 by 1. Here result is 5, right? So when we divide a whole number by negative integer, we will give for the quotient as always negative sign. Negative sign. So next case, divide negative integer by a whole number. This is also, in this case also, the result is always a negative integer. So let us say, so 10 by 2. Negative integer by a whole number, minus 10 by 2. So how many times 2 5s are 10, right? So result is a negative integer. So in this case, we divide negative integer by a whole number, right? The resultant is always a negative integer. The resultant is always a negative integer. Here is also whole number by a negative integer. Resultant is always a negative integer. We always give a negative sign for quotient. Okay, right. So what about division of negative by negative integer? So this is first case, this is second case, this is third case, and next one, fourth one, division of positive by positive. It is nothing but whole number by whole number. So next here, so let us see. So 9 by 3, negative integer by negative integer. So minus 9 by minus 3. Here minus minus both are cancel. So 3 3s are 9, right? So resultant is a positive integer. the division result of negative by negative integer is a positive integer. So we give always positive sign for quotient. Okay, right. Next one, division of positive integer by positive integer means it is nothing but whole number by whole number. Okay, so here 20 by 4. Let us take one example, 20 by 4. This is a positive integer, this is a positive integer. This is nothing but whole number by whole number. So that is equals to 4 5s are 20. So resultant is always a positive integer. Okay, in the case division of positive integer by positive integer, resultant is always a positive integer. We give a positive sign for resultant quotient. Okay, right. So in page number 12, do these problems. Compute the following. These are all questions depending on division of integers, right? Yes. So compute the following. First one, minus 100 by 5. Minus 100 by 5. How many times? 20 times. Here, negative integer by a whole number. Negative integer by a whole number. We always give negative sign for quotient. So here, how many times? 5 divides 100, 20 times, right? So 20 times. So resultant is always a negative integer, means minus 20. We give always a negative sign for quotient. Here, when we divide a negative integer by a whole number, resultant is always a negative integer. Here, minus 81 by 9. Resultant is minus 9. 9s are 81, right? Resultant is minus 9, a negative integer. So here is also 5 1s are 5, 5 5s are 25, 15 5s are 75. So negative integer by a whole number, resultant is always a negative integer. So minus 15 is the result. So here, how many times? So 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12. So 16 times, right? 16 2s are 32. Negative integer by positive integer. Resultant is always a negative integer. Minus 16 is the final result. We always give a negative sign for quotient. Next one, 125 by minus 25. So in this case, a positive integer means a whole number by a negative integer. In previous cases, these are all questions depending on a negative integer by a whole number. This is a whole number by negative integer. In this case is also we will give negative sign for quotient, right? So 25 5s are 125. Resultant is minus 5. Okay, minus 5 is the result. So here is also a whole number by a negative integer, right? A whole number by a negative integer. So 5 1s are 5, 5 6s are 30. So minus 5 how many times divides 80? Minus 16 times, right? Minus 16 times. So 5 16s are 80. So this is a whole number by a negative integer. Resultant is always a negative integer. So 16 5s are 80. Minus 16 is the final result. So here is also 64 divided by minus 16, a whole number by a negative integer, right? Resultant is always a negative integer. Okay, so 16 4s are 64, right? 16 4s are 64. So minus 4 is the final result. We always give a negative sign for the quotient. Okay, right. So next one, try this. So these are all as your homework. Next one. So properties of integer. Next our topic is properties of integers. Okay. So properties of integers under addition. So here properties of integers under addition. There are mainly three types of properties. First one is closure property, and next one commutative property, and third one associative property. What is a closure property? For any two integers a and b, for any two integers a and b, a plus b is equals to an integer. A plus b is an integer. The sum of any two integers, the resultant is also a integer. Okay, right. So what is the commutative property? For any two integers a and b, a plus b is equals to b plus a. Okay, here second integer goes first place. Here first one goes second place, right? For any two integers a and b, a plus b is equals to b plus a. This is called commutative property. And next one, last one, associative property. For any three integers, a and b and c, so a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c. For any two integers a and b and c, so a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c. So here LHS side, b and c are in the parentheses. Integers b and c are in the parentheses. In RHS side, a and b, integers a and b are in the parentheses. Okay, right. So for any three integers a comma b and c, a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c. So these are the mainly three types of properties under addition of integers. First one is closure, next one is commutative, and next one is associative. What is a plus b is equals to an integer? So let's take, so here a is equals to minus 5 and b is equals to some 1. So a plus b is equals to means, so minus 5 plus 1 is equals to minus 4, right? Minus 4. One is negative, one is positive. What we have to do? Subtraction, right? So, and result goes highest one symbol, that is minus 4. So this is an integer. For any two integers here, a and b is minus 5 and 1. So a plus b also an integer, means minus 5 plus 1 is also an integer. This is first property, closure. Next one, commutative property. For any two integers, a plus b is equals to b plus a. So here a is equals to minus 3, b is equals to 5. Okay, so a plus b is equals to minus 3 plus 5. So resultant is 2, right? One is negative, one is positive. What we have to do here? Subtraction, right? So 2 is the result. So highest one symbol is positive, plus 2 is the final result. Next, so let us find b plus a. B plus a is equals to 5 plus plus. So here a is minus 3, right? So that is equals to here 5 plus into minus 3. So 5 minus 3. What is the result? 2 plus 2. So here a plus b is equals to b plus a, right? So commutative property is working for integers under addition. So commutative property is working for integers under addition. A plus b is equals to b plus a. Here a plus b is equals to 2. B plus a also result is 2. So a plus b is equals to b plus a. Finally, we can conclude that commutative property is working for integers under addition. Okay. Next one, associative property. Associative property. For any three integers a, b and c, a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c. Okay, so let's take a is equals to minus 1, b is equals to minus 2, c is equals to plus 3. So in the associative property, a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c, right? So let's find a plus b. So a plus b is equals to, here a is equals to minus 1, b is equals to plus, b is equals to minus 2. So minus 1 plus into minus, minus 2, that is equals to minus 3 is the result. So let's find b plus c. So b plus c is equals to, so minus 2 plus c is 3, right? So minus 2 plus 3. So one is negative, one is positive. What we have to do? Subtraction, right? So plus 1 is the final result. Okay, so this is LHS, this is RHS. So from LHS side, A plus B plus C is equals to, here A plus B is minus 3, right? Minus 3 plus C is equals to 3. So plus 3 minus 3, both are cancelled, resultant is 0. Okay, next one from RHS side, so A plus B plus C is equals to, here A is equals to minus 1, right? So minus 1 plus, here B plus C, resultant is plus 1. So that is equals to minus 1 plus 1, both are cancelled, resultant is 0. So LHS is equals to RHS. LHS is equals to RHS. So here LHS side, A plus B plus C is equals to 0. And in RHS side, so A plus B plus C's result is also 0. So finally we can conclude that associative property is working for integers under addition. Associative property is working for integers under addition. Okay, right. So remaining two are, after the associative property, remaining two properties are additive property and next one additive inverse identity. So first one additive identity. So here minus 2 plus 0 is equals to minus 2. 5 plus 0 is equals to 5. So 8 plus 0 is equals to 8. Minus 10 plus 0 is equals to minus 10. So finally we can conclude that the sum of an integer and 0, resultant is always the same integer, right? Same integer, here plus 8, here minus 10. Okay, so for any integer a plus 0 or 0 plus a plus 0 or 0 plus a, minus 2 plus 0 or 0 plus minus 2. Okay, resultant is always a. So here let's imagine here a is equals to minus 2. Minus 2 plus 0 or 0 plus minus 2 is equals to minus 2. Next property, fifth one, additive inverse. So let's take integer 3. So additive inverse of 3 is minus 3, resultant is 0. Next one, 7. Additive inverse of 7 is minus 7. The sum of plus 7 and minus 7, resultant is 0. So let's take another example, minus 10. So minus 10, additive inverse is 10. The sum of minus 10 and plus 10 is equals to 0. Okay, so we can conclude that for any integer a, let's take a is equals to 3, and there exists integer minus a such that a plus of minus a, resultant is 0. So 3, additive inverse is minus 3, the sum of 3 and minus 3, resultant is 0. Both integers are called additive inverse of each other. 3 and minus 3, both are called additive inverses of each other. Okay, this is our fifth property from integers under addition. Okay, right. Next topic is properties of integers under multiplication. First one is closure property, next one commutative, and third one associative, and fourth one distributive property. These are the four fundamental properties of integers under multiplication. Okay, so remaining are multiplicative identity and next one multiplication by 0. So up to distributive property, these are the four fundamental properties comes under multiplication of integers. Okay, so let us see. So properties of integers under multiplication. So properties are: first one closure, next one commutative, and next one, third one, this is third one actually, so associative, and fourth one distributive. So closure, for any two integers a and b, so multiplication of a and b result is always gives an integer. For any two integers multiplication, resultant is also an integer. This is our closure property. Next one, commutative property. For any two integers a and b, so multiplication of a and b is equals to b and a. So here first integer goes second place, second one goes first place, right? So multiplication of a and b is always equals to multiplication of b and a. Next, third one, for any three integers here a, b and c, for any three integers, a cross b cross c is equals to a cross b cross c, means a into b into c is equals to a into b into c. This is our associative property. Next one, fourth one, distributive property. So a cross b plus c is equals to a cross b plus a cross c. So a into b plus c is equals to a into b plus a into c. This is our fourth property. This is very important property. This is distributive property. Okay, so a into b plus c is equals to a into b plus a into c. Okay, let's check out these properties for integers. So here a is equals to minus 10. So we have to take b is equals to 5. So a cross b is equals to integer, right? So minus 10 into 5 is equals to minus 50. Yes, it is an integer. Closure property is true for integer. We can conclude that closure property is true for integers. Next one, commutative property. So this property says that a into b is equals to b into a is true for multiplication of integers. Is true for multiplication of integers. So here a is equals to minus 3, b is equals to 5. So here a into b means minus 3 into 5. Resultant is plus into minus is minus 3 5s are 15, right? So in this is LHS side, this is RHS side. So LHS result is minus 15. Let's check RHS side. So b into c means 5 into minus 3. A is equals to minus 3. Result is plus into minus, minus 5 3s are 15. So LHS is equals to RHS, right? LHS is equals to RHS. Then finally we can conclude that commutative property is working for integers under multiplication. Finally we can conclude that commutative property is working for integers under multiplication. So next one, associative property. So a into b into c is equals to a into b into c. So here let's take a is equals to 3, b is equals to 2, c is equals to minus 6. So a into b means, so here a into b means 3 2s are 6, right? Next one, b into c means, so 2 6 are 12, plus into minus minus 12, right? So here a into b into c. In LHS side, a into b into c means a into b is equals to 6 into c means 6 are 36 plus into minus 36. The result is minus 36. This is LHS side, right? LHS result is minus 36. And so in this one, in RHS side, this is LHS side. In RHS side, b into c result is minus 12. Into a means here b into c into a. 3 12s are 36, right? So plus into minus resultant is minus. The final result goes minus 36. This is RHS side. So RHS side. So resultant is minus 36. LHS side is minus 36. RHS side is minus 36. Both are equal, right? So we can conclude that associative property is working for integers. Associative property is working for integers under multiplication. Okay, next one, distributive property. So this is LHS side, this is RHS side, right? So we have to find first B plus C. So here B plus C is equals to minus 5 plus 2. Minus 5 plus 2 means resultant is minus 3, right? So and in RHS side we have to find A into B. A into B is equals to here A into B. So minus into minus plus, 5 3s are 15. And next again we have to find A into C. So A into C, resultant is, so AC, plus into minus minus, 3 2s are 6. So the sum of A into B plus A into C, the sum of A into B and A into C, plus 15 minus 6, resultant is plus 9, right? This is RHS side result. Okay, so for LHS, so LHS B plus C result is minus 3, and into A means, so multiply this B plus C result with A. So here minus into minus plus, 3 3s are 9. So here this is LHS result. So finally LHS result equals to RHS result. Here LHS is equals to RHS. So finally we can conclude that distributive property is working for integers. Under multiplication. Distributive property is working for integers under multiplication. So these are the final conclusion of properties. Okay, under addition and under multiplication.